tough, right? Shift up, shift down. Oh my god, hurry bro, it's so heavy.
Hi chaps, welcome back in the garage today. Having some fun with fitting. It's actually not, it's a huge pain in the ass. So I previously purchased some reducers and they clearly had them listed wrong on the website because they did not fit whatsoever. The way that they had them listed for ID and OD, inner diameter and outer diameter was incorrect. So we got the neck cups and the bearings. We need the outer diameter to be the same, but we need the inner diameter to be 7/8. This is off of a 1930s knuckle. It fits on the front end that I have at home, that I got from Zach Hines of Prism Supply, also previous Born Free invited builder. It does not fit on this one. Because what I have found out is this one is for a G model, which I think was the Cervicar. We're getting into those integrated details that y'all probably don't give a shit about. But G model, which came on the Cervicar. So this was a 7/8 stem instead of a 1-inch stem. Don't quote me on any of this shit. So we're trying to make it work, but we just have to reduce from 1-inch to 7/8. We'll probably barely have space for the speed sensor. Basically do some custom wheel spacers. Bro, it's tough, right?
Doesn't go.
Obviously this will be like way higher, so we need to drop the bike way down. We might need to go taller on the front end, in which case I need to figure that out like now. So this is original to factory 18-inch front end, but as per the geometry of the soft tail frame, we might need it to be a little bit longer to keep those axles kind of in the same space, right? So spacers, axle, neck cups, bearings. I also need to change out the bearings in the wheels. So that's kind of where we're at with this, but that's the first time that the Springer is set on it. It's very, very janky, very just set on there for now. Cool thing here, which a lot of you guys were asking for. That sucks. I thought this was gonna be welded in. So this is basically the something that I mentioned previously, and people were like, yeah, you gotta do that. There you go. That's a tank shift, boys and squirrels. Shift up, shift down. This goes onto your linkage. So we take it over here. I would go there. We need something to extend from here to here. And rather than, like it would look like tank shift from the top, but whenever we pull it, essentially it would be like pulling in on the clutch lever. So this would be clutch, right? So you basically pull, that's engaging clutch. You're able to shift still with your foot, then you let it go, just disengaging clutch. Still trying to figure out a way to do it. I have found some parts that we might be able to potentially weld up. So yeah, the downside of this in rectangular, right, and this being a split tank, and it would look good because it's a skinnier tank, right, so it gives it more of that visual like aesthetic to the 37s, and that would leave this exposed. It would be cool if we had more time. I think that's the update. I really, really need a lathe. This is extra difficult because we are trying to fit parts on this bike that aren't made for it, which we can totally do, but without, you know, the proper tools here. Literally have my welder in storage, bandsaw in storage, belt sander in storage, got the plasma cutter in storage. Like I have to get all that out of storage because we're trying to move out of this building in the next like 15 days. Get all that, bring it back. We're kind of working backwards, but I need it in order to do what we're doing. We'll get it done though. We'll get it done. Right, Justin? Mm-hmm. We'll get it done.
Yeah?
Yeah? We'll get it done. It's from Billy Lane. You guys want to see what's in the huge box? After these short messages. Hey, I don't really have any short messages. I hope you're having a great day. You're awesome. Keep that shit up. Cool. I don't know, maybe here's a short message. Do something nice for like a random stranger today. Yeah. Today's challenge or some shit. I don't know. Right. Cool. Back to the video. All right, hope you guys enjoyed those short messages. So, got this stuff out of storage, got the welder back, got the bandsaw back. Actually have a mini lathe and some turning tools, and then some more of our welding stuff. So we're gonna be getting our weld on. Should be receiving in some exhaust piping here shortly, where we are going to custom do our exhaust. Justin, oh, what's that?
Blackheadmoto.com.
Yes. Do you full throttle?
Yeah. Rode today, thank God.
Nice. A lot of people didn't catch on this was on the helmet. There's the little Lucy logo. Commemorative shirt from our Lucy build. You guys want to scoop it? Like Justin said, blackheadmoto.com. Got some more parts in. I've made the decision for the front end here, where we're gonna swap it out. So the frame is just about level, and we do have a little bit of a gap here, so we need to go 2 over on the front end. So I have put in an order for a more modern Springer, so it'll keep the vintage look, but instead of an 18, it'll be a 22, so we can keep that level. Red bag. I guess I could just do this. Pretty easy. Fork nut cup conversion kit. It's not a fishtail, right? It's called a batik style exhaust pipe end. Now we are going to be probably, you know, chopping and these parts, so I bought that as a backup. So muffler with it. Now the end does not come off; it's like welded up to it. But this has a clamp end, so essentially, you get to decide how much of this we're going to use. We'll probably end up chopping it here. All right, so mini lathe.
Few inches later.
Said team lift, but I just lift this by myself. No big deal. Lathe. Mini lathe. Next part, there's so many things that we're juggling with this build. The color of this thing, Delphine blue, hasn't existed obviously since they came out with it like in the 30s, right? 37. All right, so this is a picture that we found online, 1903 to 76 paint and color reference manual from Harley-Davidson. This is a thing that goes over the years, so year 36, 37 is what we're looking for. So standard colors for the 37, teak red with black stripe edged in gold, bronze brown with Delphine blue stripe edged in yellow. So trying to find the original paint code, right? They had this news bulletin, a new color, Delphine blue. Effective immediately, you can place new orders for the 1937 Harley-Davidson enameled Delphine blue. So we found some really like old articles on this and then trying to find the paint code for it. Now the paint code is like impossible to find because the paint code from back then, it was like a process paint or a single stage paint. I think they still use lead and right in the paint back then, so you can't really like replicate it, like truly replicate it. I had a Harley-Davidson corporate message me a picture of a flathead which was offered in the same color in Delphine blue, so it's a 37 also. 2 people that we know, actually 3 people that we know that have Delphine blue. So we saw Mike Wolf's at Billy Lane's shop. Billy Lane also has a flathead that he races that is a Delphine blue, and Matt Walksler, Wheels Through Time, gave away a 37 Nuck restoration in Delphine blue. So I hit up Matt Walksler. We kind of need like this information like yesterday so that we can get this paint mixed. I hit up Billy Lane, right, asking him who painted his race bike, and funnily enough, he actually posted this back in 2024. Guess I didn't know the lengths that Aaron Lane was willing to go to get Harley-Davidson's 1937 paint color, Delphine blue. So Aaron Lane is his wife, and he put it on a 46 WR flathead racer, crash, and then he was getting tins repainted. So basically for Sons of Speed, you guys aren't familiar with that, definitely go check it out. We also found a thing that basically said the paint color was similar to the Bel Air from back in the day, which it looks similar, right? So up in Ohio, this paint shop, they're currently mixing up the color and they're trying to get it, and they're gonna spray it over swatches, right? So this is one of the colors as per what the previous thing said to mix in order to get this color correct. This is the picture from the museum that Harley-Davidson corporate sent me. These are the swatches. This is that color mixed up, sprayed over gray. This is that color sprayed over white, which is interesting. You think gray would be darker and white would be brighter, but this looks darker to me. That looks lighter, right? But it also like feels like doesn't have enough green in it. Like this is more of like a teal, like turquoisey. This is like just straight blue. Like it's like a baby blue, like it feels like, right? This is Mike Wolf's, once again for comparison. Now that feels closer to this one to me over gray. Would that suffice? 100% yes, that would totally do. Most people would be like, oh my God, Delphine blue. I'm like, it just feels too blue to me. Like it's like a little bit more green needs to be in it. This is one that was sold at Mecum the same swatches, and that's somebody waiting for my reply. So this color is a huge pain in the ass to try to get the paint code for. Whenever I texted Billy, he responded back and he said, the guy that painted my bike is actually in Orlando. And I'm like, oh, so his name is Milkbone, who I've totally heard of. He's worked with a number of people that I know. One of them is actually a Born Free invited builder, Jared Weems. So I'm gonna call Jared Weems real quick, see if he has Milkbone's phone number so he can send it to me so that I can call Milkbone so that I can tell him that he painted Billy Lane's bike and that I need the paint code for that f***ing paint color. Oi bruv, welcome back. You guys would literally not know that we changed, except I changed shirts. Damn it. I had that up there because I was gonna be like, Peaky Blinders. Oi bruv. Nah, just kidding, I'm not gonna start over. Yeah, we've had a lot of developments. I think last I was talking about the color and I went on a little bit of a rant. There's been a lot more developments based on the color. It's crazy to think everything that we've gone through to find the color for this bike, the Delphine Blue, and we're also painting the bike ourselves. So back to this, Peaky Blinders. We got a box to open. In this box, we have a new front end. Let's just go over that real quick. We got a Arlen Ness Big Sucker air cleaner kit, but essentially what we're gonna do, we're gonna take this one, put it over the top of it. Also, this brought to you by JMP Cycles. Thanks to JMP for being a huge partner on this build. We really appreciate it. Look at that.
Wow, it comes with it.
This front end's, that's white to them. It's a new front end, boys and squirrels. So this is gonna work much better than the previous one because 1-inch stem to basically bolt up. So we'll do that. It also has the springs in chrome, the lower rocker bolts in chrome. Thought we would bring some of that in to the front end. Okay, it is. Woo!
Damn.
So I took a risk ordering this thing. Whenever I did on the website, it didn't say that the stem was 1 inch, right? So we needed a 1-inch stem in order for it to fit the neck on here to keep from having to make like neck reducer bushings and all this. Even though I did get some, but it said something about working with 1-inch neck cups. And so I'm like, if they're saying that in the description, it should have a 1-inch stem. Let's get that other one off and we'll talk about them side by side. All right, so this is the older one, skinnier stem, black springs versus chrome springs. Also, no top clamp. Overall length is shorter. And then also, these basically taper inwards, whereas these stay straight. So that gives us a wider amount of space with the axle, with the front wheel and all that. Hell yeah, that's so much better. Oh look, built-in stops. It hits the springs. We'll just cut that off the front. Like,
That's the part I was thinking, like, how do we fill that?
change the bearing and the wheel spacers, or lathe it down to fit in that. But man, that'll be really difficult or not difficult. I don't know. All right, so here's the game plan. Justin.
So take front end off, clearance so these springs can turn.
Oh my God, hurry, bro! It's so heavy. Oh, also, these bars totally fit.
Let's go.
Nice and smooth. I'll probably go over that like by hand with some sandpaper just to smooth it out, but oh, way short that dude. God damn. No. Oh, dude, that's where it naturally stops too. No. That's hitting the stops. Woo. Yeah. All right, so I got to clearance rockers since there's powder on the inside of that. This is probably a little aggressive. I'm just gonna go light with it though. Bro, look at that. Like it's supposed to. Thank you, bud. Boy, we are cutting it close on both sides. That's the size spacer we need for here. What's this say? All right, so 0.27.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. What's the other one? Half. Oh, that's easy. So 1/2 inch and 1/4 inch. We need that shim to go over it, essentially, to take up that space.
Yeah.
Geometry so far is good. Stem, good. The way it mounts up, good. Spacing here without the offset rocker, good. As you guys can see, there's a little bit of a gap there. So we have just ordered.
We basically just did a bunch of research and we're sitting here, and then we found that LA Choppers makes a wheel bearing adapter, which seems exactly what we're looking for.
So that'll work on this side. The other side has the wheel speed sensor, right, which is for the ABS. So that has to be against the bearing because it is an ABS bearing. We do need a 3/4 inner diameter that would fit over the axle. It's a lot of mathing. That's where the lathe comes in. So we're gonna like order some of these things in, and then if we need to cut them, we got the bandsaw over there. And then if we really need to trim them down to, you know, be precise, that's why we got the lathe. True chopper guys, using 2x4s as a bike stand. Yeah, we do, but.
The calipers hanging.
Don't let it hang, Justin. We're wanting to stay along this line, right? So we're keeping it straight. And we're just gonna round out here so that we can get this axle. So you see we've got
Yeah, a little
about 1/4 inch maybe, if that. Just to make up. And that's actually like 1.9. Leave it there. That'd be like 1.86. All right. There we go. All right, now let's see if we can throw the wheel on and have correct belt tension. If you saw the episode with Billy Lane, he was doing the welding. It pulled the axles in just a little tiny bit. We had a spacer in here, but in order to get the wheel spacer, the wheel sensor, and the brake, we have to basically get like a pry bar and push it out just a little bit. Traditionally, you don't have to do that. So we're gonna take this and we're gonna try to use the lathe on it and trim it down by just a little bit because we just need a little bit of that off. A little piece of tape still stuck to it. Why is there so much resistance?
He still didn't even make that shot. Did you
Shut the up, bro.
Did you think that at all?
Dude, the fan blew it that way.
I know.
Oh, 0 for 3, and I was staring over it. Dude, serious.
That's dope.
That looks clean, bro. First thing, I'm impressed. I mean, we might be doing it wrong. If we are, I mean, any advice that you guys have for a lathe, like, let me know. Billy Lane offered to teach me, but, you know, that's in the future. All right, that should be good. A ton of tension on the belt, but it's pretty taut. All right, guys, so we got it all assembled, clearanced the rear axle plates a little bit, obviously got it a little bit more forward. We got the axle through, but there is still a good amount of belt tension on here. Now, the reason for that is the fact that the axles originally with the stock swing arm were down about 2 inches, which whenever you have the center point of where the bolt goes around here in the primary and it comes around, you know, you've only got so much you can go this way, so much you can go this way, right? So we went up by 1.5 inches, 2 inches, because we knew the Springer front end was gonna drop the front. We actually even went +2 on the front, and this is how it sets. Like, it's still kicked up a little bit, but once we get everything loaded up, it should kind of level out. So that's why we moved that rear axle or dropped the back of the bike. Also gives it a nice stance. In doing that, we ended up tensioning the belt. I mean, it turns, but I think the safer route is to go chain drive here. So that's what we're gonna do next. We're gonna go ahead and call this episode though, because there's been a lot to happen. If you guys wanna see that next episode, be sure you're subscribed, hit the bell icon also so it sends you notifications of future uploads and activity. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, hit the like button. Let us know your thoughts. Leave a comment down below. Big thanks once again to all our sponsors, our channel partners who are on board for this thing. Until next time, ride safe, stay vigilant. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.